Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another reaction, and this time, right here for Christmas, is Tokyo Godfathers, which I heard a lot about this movie, or rather, I heard this movie a lot. I didn't hear a lot about the content or the plot of this movie, but more like everybody was always mentioning it when it came to Christmas. And a couple of people that I know, right? Shout out Flaming Shark, for example. And I think even like Pink Cube, they reacted to Tokyo Godfathers around Christmas. So I had that on my radar for quite some time. And I do wonder what it has to do with Christmas. But I do know it plays around the time of Christmas. And it does play, it kind of contains topics relating to, I think, the homeless population in Tokyo. So this is going to be a very interesting one for me, first of all, because knowing Japan and Tokyo especially, I do know that it's technically considered a very like sanitized city, right? A city that is relatively clean, that is relatively like free of any like of any elements that are not like I wouldn't have expected homeless to be a big thing in Tokyo, especially since the Japanese seem to be rather orderly when it comes to these things, and I would have expected there to be more of an initiative to actually get rid of the population, as we see it, for example, in cities like I think Los Angeles and other American cities, where there's like active anti-homeless benches and absolutely bullshit stuff like that, where people just want all of the people who are homeless out of the way, but they don't do anything on the politics side to actually lower rent prices, make sure that homeless people are getting into work and stuff like that, or even like veterans who are homeless are getting like shelter and active psychological treatment for these conditions that they suffer from. And I would have expected Japan to go more in that direction as well, or at the very least maybe imprison homeless people and stuff like that, like stuff that is like them basically saying, well, we consider homeless people to be a disturbance, and we want that disturbance out of society, out of some false idea of like endangering normal citizens through that homeless population. So I'm very curious. I do assume that this probably tries to at least stay somewhat close to what reality is when it comes to homeless people in Japan. I have not heard anything about the homeless population in Japan, so I'm very curious what the state of being is for somebody who is homeless in Japan, and if that is like an active element of Tokyo. It has to be, if this is like a theme that somebody picked up in an anime. So it's going to be very interesting for me to see what that is all about and how homeless are treated in Japan, at least according to the movie. Obviously, if there's some like actual inaccuracies, y'all can tell me in the comments down below. It can be like, okay, actually the movie shows it like this, but in actual society it's like that. There's always kind of differences, or maybe over dramatizations and stuff like that. Actually, give me a second. And we are back. I'm sorry, one of my, I bumped onto my webcam and it somehow disconnected. Either way, it's just my secondary camera, so it's fine. Either way, I'll be very curious how the homeless population is displayed, what kind of issues we have popping up in this specific story, if it focuses on the fate of the homeless people in Japan or in Tokyo specifically, or if there's some additional element, right? I think I've seen pictures of like various people of various ages and like a baby or something. We'll see, right? Like maybe it's like a Christmas Christ story, right? Told or whatever. We'll see. But this is a movie that's supposed to be seen on Christmas. At least that's what I got, and I thought it would be a cool thing to do, especially since we didn't have like 1,000 subscriber special or anything, and since it's the end of the year and there's a couple of things that are ending on this channel, like Girls Last Tour and Monster ended not too long ago. So I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity since we're not into a new series yet. We can go into this one, a couple of movies, some stuff, right, here and there, continue our gaming, and just have some cool stuff for you all to enjoy while you're in between your Christmas parties and New Year's parties and whatever you're gonna do. Especially since most people seem to not be producing any videos around that time of the year, or at least less than they normally do. But yeah, without any further ado, I would just get right into it. It's a 1.5 hour movie, which is pretty fine to me, right? Nothing I'm not used to. Let's get this movie started in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. G Kids, whatever that is. Destination Films, alright. Alright, that looks more like a doll. Christmas play, okay. Oh, by the way, I'm using the commie subs. Theater play, alright. Christmas. I think I've seen her character. Sermon? Yeah.
居場所がないことほど辛いことはありません。しかし世の中には自分のいる場所を持てない人がたくさんいます。よく知ってら。大変な孤独感の中であなたにいてほしい。そう誰かに言ってもらいたい。俺はいいや。黙りなさいよちょっと。イエス様は孤立した者に生きる場所を作り出すためお生まれになったのです。
Alright.
諸人こぞりて飯の列だ。
諸人こぞりて迎え祭れよ。
Jin.
玉のねえお釜よりは常識があるぜ。
私とはね、神様のほんのミステイク。でも私の心は。
Okay.
女は子供を産むもんだぜ。
あら、マリア様がバージンで誤解にするぐらいだもの。お釜にたちで奇跡が起きるかもしれないわよ。あ、お盛りしてちょうだい。なんせ2人分の栄養が必要なのよ。私。
Alright. And who might you be? Spitting on passerbys, huh?
さあさあ、お食事よ。
Yui or Yuki? Miyuki.
しなさいよ。一応女なんだから。
一応じゃねえよ。
もうすぐこぼすしもったいない。ただパンを食べるんじゃないの。パンを作った人、運ぶ人、多くの人の愛をいただくのよ。
宗教にかぶれるとこれだから嫌なんだ。アキコそっくり。
どれよ、アキコって。
私を産んだ人。
実の母親呼び捨てにして。
うっせえなクソじじい。
Not a good relationship with her mother.
パパ。
Granny.
ピーピーうっせえひな鳥だな。もうてめえで餌も取れねえくせによ。
社会におんぶに抱っこのおっさんが言えたセリフか。
その俺たちにおんぶに抱っこのお前はゴミ以下だ。
そういうの目くそ鼻くそ笑うって言うんだ。
口のやらないガキだな。
もうクリスマスぐらい仲良くしてちょうだい。あ、そうだ、みゆきちゃんにプレゼントがあるのよ。ないわね。世界子供文学全集全20巻。
そんなもんいるか。
花がせっかく探したんだぞ。クリスマスプレゼントもなしじゃ家出娘がかわいそうだってよ。
私は好きで家出してんの。
半年も路上で暮らしゃ立派なホームレスだ。
その気になれば帰れるうちがあるもん。
そう言っててその気になったやつなんかいねえのよさ。
そりゃおっさんだろ。
だって
まあ、なんてことするの、ドストエフスキーに。
今日という今日は許さねえぞ。
親にも叩かれたことないのに。
だから代わりに叩いてやってんだから。
マジなるなよ、大人のくせに。
怪我しないでよ。
ガキが大人を舐めるなよ。
ガキじゃねえよ。
こんな薄っぺらいおっぱいして何言ってやるんだ。
このとてめえセカロヤジ。
That's a bit too far, my dude.
おや。
Here might be the baby, huh? That's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to think about it, okay? Let's just...
こいつは
捨て子だ。
よしよしよしよし。
Who knew? She was actually right? She got a kid now. Kind of.
世も末だな。
あらあら、女の子じゃないの。名前はなんていうのかしら。
七種のゴンベだよ。
女の子よ。失礼ですね。
俺は
Jane Doe,
こん
then.
な生活を始めたのが30いくつかの時だった。
はあ。
生まれた時から家のねえ赤ん坊に比べればまだマシだと思ったのよ。
I really like the color grading of this movie.
警察はあっちだぞ、おい。
この子は神様がくださったクリスマスプレゼント。私たちの子供よ。
ええ。
Okay. The two of them are like, what are you blabbing about? What are you yapping? Okay, this is not a sad movie and I love it. I'm really loving it. After Grave of the Fireflies, I'm taking it. I really like the trans character's energy. She's really... You already see like she's kind of like the grounding force of this movie, kind of like the... What just happened? She already gave her a name.
清子はいい名前だろうが。
なんで力むのよ。昔の女？
バカ野郎。ってそういう問題じゃねえよ。名前つけてどうすんだよ。犬や猫の子じゃねえ。
It just keeps going and they're like, wait a minute.
ダンボールのうちに。
狭くなるじゃん。
一生に一度あるかないかの出会いなのよ。 ちょっとぐらい母親の気持ちにさせてちょうだい。あ、いい句できたわ。幼子の頬に粉雪、清この夜。
No comment on that. No, no fucking comment. This is brilliant.
ベルベルバー。何か
Don't know if that's gonna
何
work.
が気に食わないの？
じゃあ
I think the baby might need some food.
ちょっと。
よしよし、こいつはママじゃなくてただのオカマの不老者って力ね。
キヨコの前で変な言葉使わないでちょうだい。
だいたいこんなとこで赤ん坊の泣き声してる方が変じゃん。
すぐにおまわりさんのところに連れて行きまちゅからね。
キヨコはどこにも行かないでちゅね。
バカ野郎、ちゃんと警察に連れて行くんだよ。
大声出しなよおっさん、泣き止まないじゃん。
どうして泣き止まないでちゅか。お腹がついたんでちゅか。よしよしよし。
病気かもしれないじゃん。
No, relax, okay? Relax.
明日になったらきっと届けるわよ。だって今届けたら毎年毎年楽しい恥のクリッチマチュがこの子の人生最悪の日になっちゃうやしもらう。
おむつかもしれねえな。
They are my mood right now. Ooh, he knows how to take care of the child. That's something in his
た
past.
だ、お湯を沸かしな。ミルクの用意だ。
ちょっとおっさん、何でか言ってんだよ。
みゆきちゃん、お水買ってきて。私の天使に水道水なんか飲ませられないわ。
なんだ私が。何が働かざる者食うべからずよ。ホームレスのくせに。
今日一日だぞ。明日になったら必ず警察に届けるんだからな。
Just for today, huh?
銀ちゃん、天涯孤独なんかじゃなかったのね。
Ooh. Interesting
買うの
comment.
かい、水を。
クリスマスの奇跡だね。うわ、大量大量。
何しやがんだこのガキ。
そっちこそ前見て歩け。
結婚してたこともあったさ。
子供いたの？あ、やめてやめて。聞かない。聞きたくないわ。身の上話なんか。
子供のことを忘れたことは一度もねえ。自分の命より大事だと思ったものは他にねえさ。
息子さんだったの？
いや、
Go.
嘘ばっか。
おい、早くよこせ。お前、銀さんの隣にいる娘か。
Ooh, you all know each other?
おめえにちょっかい出すと後が怖えからよ。
なんで。
おめえ銀さんの箱入り娘だっていいじゃねえか。
His spoiled princess. What the hell? She doesn't like
ダ
that,
ンボール
probably.
の箱だけどね。この本もらってくよ。
いくつなの娘さん？
今年21か。考えてみりゃ、みゆきよりも5つも6つも大きいんだな。
そんなに大きな。
生きてたらの話よ。今で
He
も
died.
できちゃった結婚ってやつで、俺が20歳の時だ。
What does he
そ
know?
りゃ嬉しかった。目の中に入れても痛くねえってのは嘘じゃねえと思ったよ。ところが娘は難病を抱えていてな、治療費がなんとも高い時がある。当時の俺はな、ちょっとは鳴らした競輪選手だったんだぜ。それでなんとか治療費を作ろうと思って。
八百長？
知り合いのチンピラに持ちかけられてよ。ところが八百長はバレるわ。選手資格も剥奪。
Ooh, and then it went downhill from there.
それからってもの働く気力はなくなる。
Yeah.
おまけに女房はまるで娘の後を追うみたいにな。
Oh,
こんな男の出来上がりってわけさ。
聞きたくなかったわ。そんな悲しい歴史。
あー、たく寒かった。
Very interesting.
あら、慣れたもんね。
まあな。
あげるわよ、ミルク。
Very
よかったな。
interesting.
私、可愛い女の子のままになりたかったの。それが夢だった。
Sorry for interrupting. I do that occasionally. First of all, that picture in the back. What the hell? Maybe I don't know. Meeting with like with some celebrity or something, or some local celeb. Either way, it's crazy, right? I mean, it's no surprise that he landed where he is right now. I mean, my assumption was he is kind of a drunk, because he seems like when during the play right in the beginning, he was like snoozing off and kind of like kind of snapping out of it, like somebody who is either pretty old or somebody who is drunk, right, intoxicated and dozing off and then waking up again. So I assume he's kind of like an old drunk, like a bum drunk. But no surprise, right? Like, no matter if with alcohol or just without it, him like just, yeah, him like not getting over his daughter and his wife dying, and his wife probably taking her life, if I've understood that correctly. That's a lot of pain in there. That's a lot of loss and desperation. And humans don't always have the best, most healthy coping strategies. That doesn't mean we're bad people. That doesn't mean we're losers. That just means unfortunately, we gave a little bit up on ourselves, just because the pain was so much, and just because maybe we didn't think we'd be worth continuing living a normal life. I mean, I can't imagine what something like this does to the self-confidence and of a person, like just beyond the pain and sorrow that you feel. There's also this guilt that's probably inside of him, where he's like, I've abandoned or failed my daughter, I failed my wife. Because like, if the wife followed the daughter, the question is what happened between the two of them after the daughter died. And I think there might have been a lot of arguments. There might have been a lot of just like him not knowing how to be there for her. And maybe vice versa, right? Like maybe she didn't know what to do with him as well, right? How they could be there for each other after this great loss. And then it all kind of crumbled apart on account of that happening. I mean, there's a lot of depression or potentially trauma, right? Like trauma also in the DSM-5, which is like the diagnosis manual that most psychologists use. Although like officially they report via the ICD-10 or ICD-11, which is like the International Classification of Diseases, which also doctors use, like medical doctors. But the one of the main definitions of trauma is that you experience firsthand or even secondhand the death or massive violence towards and threat of life towards a person very close to you, right? Either a close relative or a lover, a partner, whatever. And the definition is through sickness or violence or right, because there's like specifically through that, because that's like a thing that is even more traumatizing than somebody like maybe somebody's life being threatened in some other way, or somebody being affected in some other way. Either way, like there's like losing somebody close to you to a disease, or to something like an act of violence rather than a natural catastrophe, can be very traumatizing, in addition to the normal grief and pain that you experience and the loss of that person in general. So yeah, I mean, but you do see like he's got all of the routines in. He's like very loving with the child, so there's like this core inside of him that's maybe at this point in time, after all of these years on the street, ready to make peace with it, or maybe he's made peace with it already. And we kind of have a makeshift family going on here, right? I don't know all of their names yet. I just read them one time, so I apologize if I get anything wrong. I think the only one I've got at the top of my brain right now is Miyuki. But we're gonna get used to it, right? We're gonna learn the names. It's fine.
あったかい家庭と可愛い娘。旦那はね、どんな宿の子だろうとさ、子供がいてくれたらきっと貧乏したってやっていける。
早くやるよ、かわいそうに。ああ。
可愛いわね。世界で一番可愛い子よ。きっと。
Of course. Isn't every baby, in a way? Because it's a little miracle. Ouch.
なんだよ。
消えたけど。
あ
Ooh.
サンタクロースか。
おばさんのおっさんと赤ちゃんがいなくなったんだよ。
何を考えてるんだ、あのおかまは。
Geezer Grandma. That's a nice nickname, I gotta say.
でかい足だな。
足は整形できないからね。
Oh, I love this. It's like the way they draw the environments is really cool. What's happening? Why are we here?
返しに来たのか。
今頃捜索願いが出てるかもよ。
それはお前だろ。
まさか。指名手配ならされてるかもしれないけどね。
Interesting what that says
一晩
about
経
her
って赤ん
relationship
坊
with
の
her
親も後
parents.
悔してるさ。だからよ、警察に連れて行こうぜ。赤ん坊も本当の親んとこが一番いいに決まってんだ。
それが本当の親かしら。
Yeah, not necessarily. Maybe she's speaking from experience.
育ての親って言うじゃない。
おい、ダメだ。
変な気起こさないでよ。
私、生みの親の顔知らないの。
え
Hmm.
生みの親も
We're opening
今
up
の
all
私
of
見
us.
たらひっくり返るだろうけどね。
ホームレスのお前に育てる資格なんてねえだろ。
分かってるわよ。分かってる。でもね、あちこちたらい回しにされて愛情の一かけらももらった記憶がない。そんな人生送らせたくない。
But can you
捨て子じゃな
provide?
くたっていっぱいいるよ。そんなやつ。
よほどの事情があったんだろうさ。
子供を捨てる事情なんてこの世にあっちゃいけないわ。その時一緒に愛も捨ててるの。ゴミみたいにポイッとね。
だからって俺たちに何ができるんだ。
親を探すわ。
Ooh, we're going on a journey.
痛いの。なんで子供を捨てたの。本当に納得できたら許すわ。この子の親も私の親も。
This is personal.
探すったって
Mm.
どこ探すんだよ。
あ、
I love how his eyes are like at different places. Makes him look a little bit goofy, but just right.
中からまた赤ん坊が出てきたりして。
そうポンポン捨てられてたまるか。
Congratulations, you have another baby. So much stuff.
また鍵だぜ。
すげえパンツ。こんなんじゃ風邪ひいちゃうぜ。
これ 本人たちかしら。
Maybe, maybe not.
あなたの両親なの？
ねえ、こんなん出た。
A lot of them, though.
早朝サービスのスナックなんて聞いたことないわよ。
やれやれ、遠足とシャルコムか。
マジかよ。
Like I said, she's like, oh no. But she's curious. I'm sure she is curious. Oh, that's the woman that was like giving her soup, right? She's like a miracle. I'm slow sometimes.
赤ん坊を手放すってのも消せねえな。
もしかして気をこせて二人で行っちゃってるっていうの？
一家心中か。
He says in the train.
声でかい。
お急ぎのところ大変ご迷惑をおかけしますが、大雪の影響により現在運行を見合わせております。
Deutsche Bahn would already not have a train there in the first place, so.
ちゃんとお風呂入ってんの？
そういや時間を選択してねえな。
恥ずかしいわね。
Wait. Is that her dad? Or is that somebody she knows just? Oh, she's running. What did she lose though?
なんだあのバカ。大枚はたいた電車賃がパーだ。
私が出したお金じゃないの。ごめんなさいね。ミルクなくなっちゃったの。
どうせ私のせいだよ。
元気出していきましょう。歌でも歌わない？
はあ？
He is so chipper.
何それ？
サウンドミュージックじゃないの。
知らね
Climb every mountain, follow every street,
So theatrical
余計
too.
腹が減るじゃねえか。
every rainbow, till you find your dream. お腹すいた。
だから言ったろうが。
私の天使を頼んだわ。さあ、構わずに言ってちょうだい。でも、こんなお釜がいたってことだけは忘れないでね。
見て。墓場だ。
まだ死にやしないわよ。
What are we doing at the cemetery? Of course, get some sake.
生き返ってきたぜ。こんな死人の寝床に赤ん坊の口に入れるものがあるわけねえだろうが。
なんとかなるわよ。
なんとかなる。なんとかなる。そう言ってるうちにこんな暮らしになっちまったぜ。だろ、なんとかなる頃にはよ、赤ん坊も墓石の下に入っちまうぜ。
I love the optimism.
名前があるの。
なんだでもええね。子供はかわいいよ。かわいいさ。けどよく聞け、ここが大事だよ。いいか、子供のことを本当に大事に思うなら保護してもらった方がいいに決まってんだ。
He has a grain of salt in
経
there.
験者が言うんだぜ。
清子捨てた親と一緒じゃないの。
いや、俺が子供を捨てるわけねえだろ。え、冗談じゃねえや。
あんたじゃ家族に捨てられる方だわね。
言ったね。
おう
黙って言ったら。
That could have hurt.
このおかま野郎め。俺たちは何をしてる？今何をしてるんですか？
力いっぱい困ってんのよ。
違う。 墓場でお供え物をくすねている。それはなぜかホームレスだからだ。
いい加減にしなさい。
しない。いい加減なんかしないね。つまり俺たちはてめえの面倒一つ見られないろくでなしの仲良し3人組だ。
もう少し黙ってよ。考えてんだから。
いや、黙らない。いくら足りねえ頭で考えたっておかまのおっぱいからお乳は出ない。なあ、花ちゃんよ。土台無理なんだよ。俺たちなんかにはさ。
一緒にしないでよ。
でもこのままじゃ
Oh, so her name is Hana.
なんて運がいいのかしら、清子は。神様に愛されているのよ、きっと。
その割には
捨てられてたじゃん。
絶対左だ。
さっきそれで行き止まり
I don't even need to comment on that. It's just funny.
右。
うら。
表。
Luck's on her side, I guess. I love these snowy
背
environments.
止め方しやがってよ。たく公衆道徳っても知らねえ。
What the hell is happening to you, my dude? He's doing bench pressing the hard way. He was like, lightweight, baby, lightweight. Bro.
なんであんなことになる。
Dude looks like a mobster.
車がはまっちまったんだが、サイドブレーキを忘れたのが運のつきよ。待てどしかなんか聞こえてよ。それがおめえ、あっつったらてなもんでよ、車がのしかかってきやがって。いつもは若い衆を連れているんだが、片木の親父の墓参りはそうもいかなくてな。恩に切るで。困りごとがあったらいつでもいいな。
いえ、困ったことなどありません。じゃあ。
あら、錦糸町の方。ちょうど行こうとしていたとこですの。つかぬことをお伺いしますけど。
つかぬことなんか伺うのは失礼だ。
Oh, he knows something. Bros Yakuza or something.
店ご存知じゃないかしら。
ご存知も何も。その店のオーナーっていうのは俺の娘の結婚相手でな。うちの若いもんなんだが、これがまた調子のいい野郎でよ。俺は絶対反対だったんだ。
でも娘さんが選んだ人でしょ。
大事に育てた娘はあんな男によ。なあ、兄さん。
それで娘さんが幸せなら何よりじゃねえですか。ねえ。なんたって子供の幸せですよ。
えらい。いや、俺もそう思ってよ。今日の結婚披露パーティーじゃ涙見せねえって。さっき親父
Dude, look in front of you. Look in front. Holy shit. He almost had another accident. How is this man allowed to drive?
あ、遠慮なく。
おい。
いやー、すまんすまん。ちいとばかし往生してな。あそこにいるのはその時の恩人だ。娘の清子です。
Kyoko? Okay. What a coincidence. Kyoko meet Kyoko.
えらいところに来ちまったな、まったく。
いいからどんどん食べなさいよ。
I mean, free food. Free alcohol?
おむつだな。みゆきの番だぜ。
銀ちゃん思わない？清子は不思議な運を持っているのよ。
まったくそうかもしれね
ああ、確かサチコっつったな。
Okay.
緑でしょ。
それは店での名前よ。サチうっそうな面してサチコってんだ。貧乏くせ面でもあちこちいじったらこれが結構な稼ぎ手になってよ。けどやめたぜ、ガキができたっつって。
連絡先わかるかしら。
金なら絞れないと思うぜ。
違うの。 届け物があんのよ。
Alright, so is it his child or not? That's the question.
ほらいただろ。
Oh no, he wouldn't be.
亭主の借金がかさんで首が回らねえってきた。
どうしたのよさっき
Yeah, bro, what's happening?
あの野郎が
この人知り合い。
うちのサラ金でまた借金膨れて、しまいには腹まで膨らませてよ。あれの連絡先わかるか？
あの野郎が儲け話なんて持ちかけてこなければ女房子供と別れなくても済んだんだ。
He was a dude.
子供は亡くなったんじゃないの？
野郎ぶっ殺してやる。
ああ！あんたがぶっ殺したわよ。
Oh, they're gonna save somebody again. Oh no! He's dead. Bro just died. He was like, guess I'm dead. Guess I'll die.
大丈夫か？銃を持ってるぞ。
みよこ、みゆきちゃん。まだ。おい。
I mean, you got your wish, dude. If he isn't dead, then he's
Vas a callar a la niña.
heard a lot.
Si no gritas, no te mataré. No tendré poco tiempo como renes. Primero quítate el abrigo.
Yeah, we don't speak
Venga,
Spanish.
quítatelo. Venga, vamos. Ayúdame. ¿No?
I have no idea what language that
Thank
is.
you very much.
どうすんだよ。鉄砲持ってんだな。
捨てたところで惜しくもない命じゃないの。
Well, this is a really cool cut. That was a really cool cut when they like went around one of the. Somebody's having a lot of fun with some of these shots. She might be in trouble now.
ナンバーは1225。その車を、東京タワーの下に回して。私の名前はね。
おい、待てよ、おい。俺たちはただのホームレスだ。アクション映画の主役じゃねえ。今度こそ
Always.
だろうが。
警察ってそんなに好きなら警察の子になっちゃいなさい。あの子たちは家族も同然じゃないの。そんなに無責任な男だと思わなかったわ。
女房みたいなこと言うんじゃねえ。行かねえよ、ほら。
Your friends, though, right? Your family.
十分やったじゃねえか。
諦めるの？
俺たちには結局何一つできねえのさ。
It's easier to believe that, is it?
本当に人間のクズね。あんたなんかのたれにして無縁仏になるのが関の山よ。ああ、もうやだやだ。死んだって誰にも思い出されやしない。生きてたって一人目をかけるだけで何一つできやしない。いてもいなくてもいいクズ人間の王様よ。このキングオブクズだ。
クズってブスが何や。
Wait, who's that? I take it back, by the way. She's not the one grounding the movie. I was wrong about that. He's the one grounding the movie. She's the one lifting it up.
ちょっと小さいか。クズ人間だ。のたれじゃねえ。
Oh, that's cool animated. That's nicely animated. How he's like, oh yes. Who this be? Who this be?
丈夫か。しっかりしろ、じいさん。
Ooh. Old man, homeless maybe as well.
最後のお願いしていいかな。
どうしたんだ。
一口ください。
Bro seeing his future.
Joder, ¿cómo llora? Querrá beber la leche, ¿no? Quiere la leche, ¿no?
He's just like, whatever you say, man. Why is he taking her though? Right? He doesn't need a hostage anymore. So why is he taking her with him? Is he gonna lead her to the mother?
María, mujer, tenemos visita. Entra. Tranquila, no voy a hacerte nada malo, pasa.
Also, those little wind turbines are crazy. Like, not turbines, but you know what I mean.
畳の上で酔っ払って死ぬのが夢でしたが、おかげで半分幸せです。
これも何かの縁だな。
随分生きた気もしますが、私はいてもいなくてもいいクズ人間でした。
寂しいこと言うな
あ
い。
なたはなんだか若い頃の私にそっくりだ。そのあなたを見て
Bro's like, no, please.
最後のお願いをしていいかな。
You already did.
これを始末してください。私の身元がわかると迷惑がかかる人たちがいる。
わかる。いや、わかった。きっちり始末してやる。
Rest in pepperonis, man.
あんたも達者でな。
Bro.
それで最後の。
お願いだろ。
Bro is still alive. Holy shit.
ほいじゃ、さよなら。
Alright, what do you think? Oh, okay, okay.
ありがとうよ、じいさん。
僕たち年末の大掃除に来ました。
The what? Oh, alright.
いいな、巨乳。
¿Cómo se llama la niña?
I have no idea what she's saying.
Bueno,
Neither does
pobre
she.
niña. No necesita hablar.
旦那さん？
Se llama Mario. Aunque no lo parezca, es el padre de la niña. Es como un niño grande. Es mi padre.
Father? Okay.
Father, Keisatsu.
お父さん警察？マイファーザーもポリスマン。
Father, policeman?
でもお父さんが逮捕するのは私なんだ。
So sure about that. Are you so sure about that, young lady? Bro's in trouble. What the fuck are you all doing? Oh, that's fucking.
久しぶりじゃん。今大掃除してる。
Who are they? Are they like thugs or something? Oh, come on, you're hitting like an old man.
バカ、それはやめろ。
起きろよ、ジェジェ。死ぬ時間だぞ。行く。キヨちゃんたち近くで飲んでるんだって。もしもし、今行く。大掃除終了。いい完了。
Sure. Dude, maybe somebody should clean up you.
そうね。外人の
Nobody-
旦那さんえらくご機嫌斜めでしたね。
暴力振るわれたの？
いやー、これが若えのに素直な嫁さんで、カカに見習わせたいもんですよ。
犯人は外国人とみられ、子供を抱いた女性を人質にしたという目撃証言もあり、警視庁は人質の安全を最優先しながら犯人の足取りを追っています。被害者は指定暴力団に所属する男性で、
ちょっ
暴力
と
団同士による
冗談じゃありませんよ。
こっちも冗談じゃねえんだ。
¿Es tu madre? Creo que serás tan guapa como tu mamá.
マザーはね、宗教。ほにゃーほにゃーほにゃーほにゃーほにゃーほにゃーほにゃーほにゃーほにゃー。
¿Eres tú?
みー。
¿Cómo has adelgazado? Enséñame.
ほら見て、かわいいでしょ。私が拾った猫なんだ。背中に羽みたいな模様があるでしょ。だから名前はエンジェル。でも、もういない。
¿Qué pasa con esto?
ファーザー。
¿Qué ocurrió?
私、ファーザーを刺して
Stab.
私のいる場所なんかもうないの。
No pasa nada, llora.
With what? With a knife?
Los mayores también necesitamos llorar alguna vez.
What made her stab her father?
¿Le pasa algo?
エミコットプレゼント。
Yes.
勘弁してくださいよ。私を待ってる家族がいるんですから。
あの子たちも私の大事な家族なのよ。
ここ入っていきましたよ。あ、ちょっとお題。
すぐ戻るわ。みゆき、
きよこきよこ、どこなの？
You've been running a lot.
きよこ、みゆき。
Ooh, what the hell? Why are you bleeding? Oh, okay, and now we're flashbacking. It's not a knife, really, right?
親に向かってなんてことを。
お父さんが悪いんだからね。私の言うこと一つも聞いてくれないお父さんが悪いんだ。血なんかこれで拭けばいいじゃん。どうせ使ってくんないんでしょ。早く返してよ。どこにやったのよ。私のエンジェル。
ちゃんといるじゃないの。ね、エンジェル。
She's dreaming.
おい、腹減ったな。飯にしてくれ。
なんであんたたちがうちにいるのよ。
みゆきちゃん、きよこお願い。すぐご飯にするわ。
おばさんのおっさん。
おー、よしよし、会いたかったわ。私の可愛いエンジェル。
¿Será la madre o el padre?
母親って言いたいとこだけど、私はただのオカマなの。みゆきちゃん、本当に無事でよかった。
You can see that they really care about one
So?
another.
あんなやつ死んじまえばいいのよ。
He might almost be. Holy shit, but he got it back. What a legend. What a damn legend. Holy shit. He got it back.
おっさん、帰っちゃったのかな。
どうでもいいわよ。自分さえ良けりゃいいのよ、あのクズは。
でもさ、本当はおっさんのこと好きなんじゃないの？花さん。
バカ言わないでよ。私はもっと男らしい男が好きなの。例えば、 日に焼けた肌に角刈りが似合う細身の中年男でちょっと困った顔しながら足りない料金を
Bro's starting to sweat. He's like, please.
なんて気はよく負けてくれる江戸っ子みたいな人が好き。
It's like, alright, just give me what you have. I'm out of here.
さっきから何よその言い方。おばさんのおっさんでいいわよ。
長くて呼びづらいんだよ。
It's kind of long. That's true.
よかった。
行き倒れだって。
ああ、ホームレスがな。
明日は我が身だもんな。
仕事しよう仕事。
ギッちゃう
落ち着いてください。
落ち着いて。
Wait, that's not him. Sayonara, Ogizu. He's gonna wake up in the morgue. I just know it, okay? Look, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna wake up in the morgue.
死ぬ前にもう一度会いたかったな。清子。
Are we all having dreams now? Was Kyoko his ex-wife's name?
私の魔法と救急車、どっちが好き？
救急車。
もう失礼ね。どうすんのさ。清子に野宿はさせられないじゃん。おっさんはいねえし、寒いし眠いし、腹は減ってし、最悪じゃん。
仕方ないわね。
No joys were but two?
二度とここへ来るとは思わなかった。
Okay. Who's this?
悪いけどうちわのパーティーで今日はお休み。あ、花ちゃん。
今さらのこのこ顔が出せる立場じゃないのはよくわかってます。けど今はお母さんの他に頼る人がないんです。
It's okay. Mother or like no, it's foster mother, of course.
おっさ
え？どうしたのおきちゃん？
ガキどもに襲われてよ。やっぱりアクション映画の柄じゃねえぜ。
The crew's all back together.
けどホームレスだって言ってたわよ。
実は私も。
まさかどうして？
あの人を亡くしてからというもの。私は歌を忘れたカナリア。
めちゃくちゃ歌いまくってたじゃん。可愛いわね。
産んでみたいわ。
Ever since he died.
そう、ケンちゃん亡くなったの。
Okay.
いいぜ。
風呂場で石鹸踏んだばっかり。
Alright, what the fuck?
数先は闇ね。でも花ちゃん困ってるならどうしてうちに帰ってこなかったの？
It's hard to ask for help
あの
sometimes.
頃は本当に楽しかった。海この酒場でたくさん乗ったから古い思い出は
This is why she's always singing, because she used to do it. I mean, also because she likes to do it.
捨てられてしまったの人がこの私を裏つきと言うからロックンでなしロックンでなしなんてひどいウィクソはいいけど実 じいは許さないわよ。帰れるわけないじゃない。あんな迷惑かけて。
いいのよ、お金で解決できることだもの。あなたが無事でいてくれたのが何よりよ。やめてよ、あんたの泣き顔怖いんだから。それよりあの赤ん坊は、あの娘さんの子供？
それが
あんたのお母さんはどこにいるんだろうね。
え？捨てられた？
そうよ、私は捨てられたのよ。
なんだか因縁めいてるわね。
Yeah, life sucks sometimes.
道の上で生まれて、今になってまた道の上。そんな私だからこそ、あの子には愛がいっぱいの家見つけてやりたい。だって私が何より欲しかったのは愛だったんだもの。
I really like this movie.
おっさん、生き方変えたんだ。
俺の服は
Time to wash the clothes, I guess.
大手柄よ、金ちゃん。
困ったらいつでも戻っておいで。
ありがとう、お母さん。
Super interesting, right?
見送る母の息白く。
Gesundheit. Before we go into that, it's kind of strange, right? How a little baby kicks off all of these circumstances, reconnecting with somebody that you've parted ways with and didn't really want to come back to because you were too embarrassed. Because some weird stuff happened, and you're like, I mean, it's not only like, oh, how could I come back after I've done that? I'm pretty sure there's all of these thoughts going on, right? Like you're homeless on the street, you're down on your luck. It's really hard to come back to people and be like, look at me, I'm at my lowest, can you help me, right? Asking for help is not easy. And you see that, like, we see that a lot in therapy as well, that it's really hard for people to ask for help because it makes them feel like they can't live life on their own. Like it really cuts into your self-confidence, it cuts into your pride, it cuts into, like, it makes you afraid that people will think lesser of you. And the idea, I guess the longer idea is, like, long-term idea is, I'll get back on my feet and then I'll go to people again and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. That's not always how it works, and sometimes you really need that support. Sometimes you really need people. And I think what you have to realize, at least about a lot of people who like you, who love you, who care for you, or just people who care for other human beings in general, it feels good to be needed, right? So as much as you feel good if you're needed by somebody else, if you can do something for somebody else, and that gives you self-confidence, it gives you satisfaction, you draw from that, right? Like you really gain something from it. It's the same for other people, right? So even if you've parted in anger, even if you've kind of made an ass of yourself, even if you think if you come now and the way you're looking, the situation you're in, people will think lesser of you. Go there, talk to them, right? Reconnect, ask for help if you need it. The people who really care about you, and most of the time there are people who care about you. And even if you don't have anybody like really close to you, any friends, any family that's still alive, or you think you do, there's people that you meet in life that would be happy to help you out, even if it's just in a small way. Obviously, you can't be expecting the world from these people, right? You can't be expecting them to go to all kinds of ends for you, but a little help at a time can really help you a lot, help you get back on your feet, help you, and in turn, maybe once you're back on your feet, once you've recovered, you can give that back, right, to the world. You can try and find a way to help other people that are in similar situations you were in before, right? So don't let pride, like false pride especially, but pride in general, don't let embarrassment and guilt and all these other negative, fearful feelings keep you from going to people and asking for help if you actually need it. We got all the Christmas stuff and the New Year's preparations. Gotta love my DD. You know, I know Gin was saying like they can't even take care of themselves. You know, as far as I'm concerned, they're taking care of themselves just fine. They're surviving and they're there for each other, and that's the most important thing. Also, holy shit, it has to be cold in winter being on the street 24/7. I can't imagine. You gotta burn like twice the calories you normally do.
空き家はありがてえがとんだ先客だぜ。腹いっぱい肉を食いたい。
Oh, I knew it. She's like,
冗談だよ、冗談。
Like, you bastard. Don't you dare. I had a cat.
小闇になってきたわ。みゆきちゃん、買い物お願いよ。
オッケ
少しばかり酒も頼むぜ。
ー。一杯だけだかんね。
It's gonna get rationed. Yeah, this is it. These are the towers.
嘘。
だといいけど。
Back to square one, I guess. Or maybe not. Maybe you can still find something. Tadaima.
Tadaima.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh. 実はこの人たちを探してるんですが。
ああ、西澤幸子。
ご存知なんですか？
私が建て替えた町内会費踏み倒しやがったのよ。
Ooh. They have neighborhood association in Japan?
幸子さんの身内の知り合いというか、なんというか。
女房も女房なら亭主も亭主さ。夜も日も明けずにギャンブル三昧で酒癖まで悪いときたもんだ。女房の稼ぎと借金で食いつないでたみたいね。
今どちらに？
さあ、古見沢さんなら知ってるかね。
古見沢。
3ヶ月前かね、出てったのは。この家、借金の方に取られて夜逃げもどうぞ。挨拶の一つもありゃしない。こ してきた頃は仲のいい夫婦でね。それがいくらも経たないうちよ、夫婦喧嘩が絶えなくなって。
金すりゃどんすってね。
借金しか作れないくせに、なんか偉そうな亭主でさ、尻拭いする女房もたまったもんじゃないわよ。時々顔にあざ作ってたわよ。
気の毒ね、あの女も。
逆よ逆。あざは亭主の方よ。
あら。
けど
Just throw some stuff.
にかっちゃ加勢してたから。女房はずいぶん旗色悪かったみたいよ。ま、ここも親が建てた家だしさ。
ご実家わかります？
山之内さんなら知ってるかね。
お姑さんがよくこぼしてたのよ。嫁がろくに家事もしないって。
息子の家事を棚にあげてよく言うわね。
でしょ。だから私言ってやったのよ。孫の顔見たいなら嫁に夜の仕事はさせるなってさ。
できたんでしょ、子供。
男と女ってのはね、
やることだけはやってんのよね。
Is that the saying? Is that the saying?
まったくなんてひどい男かしら。幸子がかわいそうよ。亭主の借金背負って働かされるなんて。
まったくだ。いやだからって。
It's kind of hit.
してるなんて一遍だって考えたことはねえぞ。
え？
あ、いやだからって子供を手放すなんて許されるはずがない。
最初から言ってるじゃない。
It's really Miyuki Angel has come home dead. Holy shit. I thought I was like, why is she looking at the newspaper like that? But is she bleeding? The blood coming from her cough.
どういう風に見えるのかしら。
ホームレスとオカマと家出娘と捨て子。
清子は神様の使い。私たちはそのしもべ。
God's messenger.
日銭も出ないしもべかよ。罰当たりな親のせいでいい迷惑だ。
まったくよ。ちゃんとした親元に生まれていればこんな辛い目に遭わなかったのに。
ちゃんとしてねえ親だって子供のことは忘れるもんじゃねえよ。
ちょっと出てくる。
Yeah, and that's hitting deep for her, of
なんだ
course.
よあいつ。さっきから。
子供だって親のことを忘れるわけない。
俺だっていつも思ってるさ。一目娘に会いて。
じゃあ生きているのね。
ああ。
奥さんも
今頃はきっと再婚でもして幸せ。
So they didn't die. Okay.
もしもし。
I thought she died. What's...
どうして別れちゃったの？
酒とギャンブル。
そう。それじゃまるで。
いや面目次第もない。けど
It's hard to come back and say
一つくらい父親らしいことをしたくてよ。ほんの少しずつだけどギャンブルしてる時は紙切れ同然だったのが今じゃ諭吉3枚集めるにも血が出る苦労だ。
えらいわ銀ちゃん。
And that's why he fought so hard for
たらふ
this.
く食べれるじゃない。
バカたるい。
It's hard to say anything, right? But he knows. Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. It's easier to think of your parents as like not caring, right?
出てけってば。
他のお客様もご利用になりますので。
ろくに客なんかいねえじゃねえか。
なんだよ。おめえらあれか？ホームレスだろ。ゴミが人並みにガキ作りやがってよ。なんだよその目は。 待て。
ダメですよ、お客さん。
待てってんだよ。俺ごめん。触るなこれ。近づいてんだ。何やってんだ。
What the hell just happened? Why do these things keep happening around them? What the hell?
救急車を早く。あ、はい。
Of course, bro is gonna run away.
清子は神様の使いなんだわ。
I'm sorry. Just help. Can you help them? Oh, okay. She's gonna.
花しっかりしろ。
花さん。
花。
What does she have though? Is she sick? She's sick. Alright, we're in the hospital, I guess.
先日起きた発砲事件の続報です。警視庁では犯人は南米系の外国人とみて逃げた男の足取りを追っています。実弾3発が発射されたこの事件で大田組長をかばった蛭田光雄幹部が重傷を負いましたが、幸い命に別状はなく、警察では回復を待って事情を聞く意向です。
可愛いですね。いつ生まれたんですか？
最近かな。
お母さん
じゃあない。
名前はなんていうの？
清子。
あら、私も清子っていうの。偶然ね。
お連れさん、
What a
だいぶ弱ってます
coincidence
ね。
indeed.
とにかく安静にして栄養のあるものを取ってください。
先生、俺たちはこう見えてもれっきとしたホームレスだ。
私はただの医者です。
我々の生活はね、安静にも栄養にも程遠いんですよ。わかります？
私は病気を治す手助けはできます。生活の改善は自分でするのです。与えられた中で最善を尽くす以外何ができます？くれぐれもお大事に。
後日保険証をお持ちいただけば精算いたしますが、本日のところは29,830円になります。
But I assume they don't have
ごめんなさい、
insurance.
じゃあ。
泣くなよ。諭吉の顔まで泣けてくる。
3万円をお預かりします。
It's not her, is it?
え？
え？
父さん。
Holy shit! What? Okay, this baby is like magical. Okay. This baby is magical. Crazy. She's grown up. She's got a job.
そうか。
元気そうでよかった。
むちゃくちゃ元気さ。母さんは？
元気。
そうか、よかった。
お父さん、今は？
ああ、回収用っていうか、ちょっと届け物があって、こっちの方までな。
Lying out of embarrassment.
恨んでるだろうな。お前には何一つ親らしいことをしてやれなかった。けど実はな、お前のことを思ってほんのちょっとだけど金を貯めてたんだ。信じねえだろうけど。
ずっと会いたかったよ。子供の頃、お母さんと2人であちこち探した。身元のわからない遺体も見に行った。
Oh,
お父
that's
さんが
grim.
いなくなって、お母さん一人でお店を切り盛りしてた。
お店？
女手一つで自転車屋を続けるのは大変だったみたい。
競輪選手とはずいぶん違うんじゃない？
知ってる？
Likes to make up some stories.
この間鉄砲で撃たれて重傷だったって。
Yeah, it was him.
そうか、よかった。
そう言うと思った。
Yeah, he's not a bad
借
dude.
金が膨れちまったのは俺のせいで、奴のせいじゃないんだ。あのお医者に礼を言っといてくれ。なんかいい人だな。
私結婚するの。
Is it the doctor?
そら
I mean, he looked a little bit old, but
あの先生と
oh,
そ
okay.
らいいって俺と同い年ぐらいじゃないのかい？
バツイチなの。娘さんを難病で亡くして、奥さんも後を追うみたいに。
That is a crazy coincidence. Holy shit.
呆れたわあの男。
感動してんじゃないの？
これ住所と電話番号。
お前の
前のうちもうないし、今すぐは無理でもいつか。
9個。
冗談じゃないわよ。
花さん？
ケリー選手なんてよくそんな嘘がつけたもんね。
競輪場には通ってたさ。
かける方でしょう。どうせそれで雪だるまみたいな借金作って家族に合わせる顔もなくして段ボールの中に入れ込んだでしょうが。
うるせえ、その通りだ。
あんたのお父さんはね、こんなやつなの。賭けも弱けりゃ意志も弱い、足も臭けりゃ酒癖も悪い。人の同情を買うためなら自分の女房娘も勝手に殺す。あんたなんか難病で死んだことになってんだから。こんなのが父親じゃいくつ命があっても足りやしない。同情しちゃうわ。
てめえ、恩をあだで。
恩あら、聞き間違いかしら。女なこっちがお釣りを返してもらいたいくらいよ。どうせ恩まだも漢字知らないくせに。そうそう、よく知ってるのはゴミ箱の上手な当たり方より子供と借金の作り方も心得たものかしら。もっともできた子供を育てるのは苦手なんだろうけどさ、立派に育った借金も女房に追いつけて知らんか。そうやっていつも逃げ出して何一つ満足にできやしない。逃げ足の速さだけは競輪選手並みに。みゆきさん、私たちも任せてもらいましょう。
She's like, I'm gonna set him straight. And Yuki's like, I guess I'll go with you.
なんでさ、なんであんなひどいこと言うのさ。
The truth is sometimes better.
あれでも許したらきっと本物よ。正直にさ、何もかも見せ合ってそれでも愛せるのが血のつながりってやつじゃない？
There's a grain of truth in that, but also a little bit of naivety.
惚れちゃったんだ。
バカ言わないの。泣いた顔によ。
え？
私の大好きなお話よ。あるところに人間と仲良くしたい。
Okay, the Red Devil, Blue Devil story. I know that one.
人間は怖がって誰も赤鬼さんに近づこうとしない。それを知った友達の青鬼さんが一計を案じるの。青鬼さん
Old Japanese
わざと
folktale.
人間に乱暴を振って、それを赤鬼さんが助ける。そして計画は成功。でも八百長がバレないようにって青鬼さんは去ってゆく。
I mean, she loves him, but the question is, does she love him
泣ける
like that,
話
or
よ。
is it just like
でも
family love?
さてどうすんのさ。花さんはどこ行くのさ。
みんな本当の家族のところに帰るのが一番よ。清子ももうすぐお母さんに会える。
その後は？だって花さん、本当の家族いないじゃん。
I mean, she has a foster family, right?
恒例の年末ジャンボ宝くじの抽選会が行われました。一等の当選番号は非常に珍しい数字となり、11組11万1111。一等2億円の前後賞は5000万円、組違い賞は10万円です。二等の当選番号は次の通りです。
Don't tell me he won the fucking lottery. Come on, dude.
品川区の中央病院から新生児が連れ去られた事件で、警視庁から赤ちゃんの特徴を伝えるイラストが
I mean, it could be any baby, to be fair. Maybe the spot is like the telling sign.
近くまで来たのにメモがなきゃ意味ないじゃん。
おっさんが持ってんだよ。戻ろうよ。ねえ、どこに向かってんのさ。
警察よ。
え？あんなに嫌がってたじゃん。
みんな私のエゴだった。今はせめて清子の両親に一言謝りたい。今この間にも眠れぬ思いで知らせを待ってるかもしれないわ。
最初にそう言ったじゃん。
もしかして
It's the journey, not the destination,
自殺しよう
Yuki.
としてるかもしれない。ああ、私は取り返しのつかないことをしてしまった。いっそ川に身を投げ死んでしまおう。靴を揃え欄干に上がる。死ねばきっと楽になる。
Can you stop being so overly dramatic? What the fuck are you? What the fuck? Can we? Hello? Can we go back? Thank you. Oh.
謝っちゃダメよ。
お願いしなせて。
あんた。
西澤幸子。
Mm-hmm.
あんた一体絶対どういうつもりなのよ。
謝るんじゃなかったの？
私たちが見つけなかったら、この子はサムドラの下で凍え死んでたのよ。
私じゃない。夫が勝手に私のいない間に私を必死に探してたの。
Apologies for the slap. Would be in order.
あんな男のために今まで苦労してきたなんて。
ほら、ただいまって。この子は本当に神様に愛されている子よ。あなたもたくさんたくさん愛してあげてちょうだい。
こんな赤ちゃん粗末にしたら罰が当たるよ。
Or we'll come in the night and we're gonna kidnap you and make you suffer. That is a crazy Christmas miracle.
西澤さん。
Okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna pick a lock. That's a lot of trash. Crazy. Crazy how some people live.
来なかったか。オカマとガキが赤ん坊返しに。
意味がわかんねえよ。
あんた捨てたんだろ、赤ん坊。ネタは上がってんだぜ。
あんた警察か。
なに、俺はな、ただの通りすがりのホームレスよ。
頭がおかしいんじゃねえのか。
おかしくなりそうだぜ、まったくよ。大体お前が捨てた赤ん坊がなんで連れ去られたなんてニュースになってんだ。このままじゃ俺たちは誘拐犯だ。
俺じゃねえ。あれは俺の子じゃねえよ。
Bro, what are you?
はい
Oh, it's the kid of like.
泣かない泣かない。
元気でね。
いい子に育つのよ。
いつかまた会えるよね。
決して話しちゃダメよ。
But whose kid? I mean, it's probably the mobster, right? But is she right or did she lie to us?
人生の貸し借りすませ大晦日。
All right, another haiku.
あの赤ん坊は幸子が病院から盗んできたんだ。
Oh no.
赤ん坊を盗んで今度は捨てたのか。人の命を何だと思ってんだ。
俺だって最初は騙されてたんだ。こんなことがバレたらえらいことになっちまう。俺も関わりたくねえ。あんたらで警察でもどこでも連れてってくれ。
よくもそんな無責任なことが言えたもんだな。関わり合うのは嫌だ。家族だろうが。
別れてんだよ。俺は人生やり直すんだ。見ろよ、年末ジャンプで10万円当たったんだ。運が向いてきたんだぜ。
It was like your
前にそっくりなやつを知ってるぜ。
yeah, his old
結局
self.
そいつは人生も家族も捨てた。いや、捨てられたんだ。
俺は負け犬じゃねえ。
女房のバッグに入ってたぜ。女房が行きそうな場所、心当たりねえのか。
赤ちゃんとこへ行くって出てったさ。
お前それは死ぬってことじゃねえのか。のんきに構えてる場合じゃねえぞ。
そんなまさか探しに行くってだけじゃ。
人間やけになったらやることは一つだろうが。
Gin knows what's up. He is drifting like it's Tokyo. Wait, it is.
一年中暇よりマシだわよ。
Alright, that's fine. Nothing happened. I didn't see anything. Animation was amazing.
感動のタイムはとっくに終わったわよ。
どうしたんさ。
Okay, we're doing pantomime. Okay, okay.
あら。
母親。
もう言っといて。
わかんないわよ。偽物だ。母親、幸子は偽物なんだ。
はい。
お。
Let's just go for it. I probably will have to censor this for YouTube. So what happened? Did she lose a child and now she thinks it's her child, or? Now we need to check every baby. And suddenly all the babies are crying. Oh, we found her. Come on, Miyuki. You can do it. Oh, that shot was really cool. Okay, that was a cool shot with like the time. I hope Hana is right. What the hell is she doing?
だ、泥棒だ、あの女。
赤ちゃん泥棒なのよ。
You go again. Come on again. He is peddling for his life. Well, you'll have to marry her at some point. Oh. Yes. That is true. Ooh. Oh, please don't be that. Please don't be that good. We're driving inside of a building. Up the stairs, up the stairs. Let's go. Up. All right. We're losing some weight, that's fine. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. I'm afraid she would maybe even jump together with the baby, and I don't want that to happen. So please. We're on the rooftop. I'm getting nervous.
先ほど品川区のビルにトラックが衝突した事故現場をお伝えしましたが、同じビルの屋上に現在赤ん坊を抱いた女性が現れました。
Yeah, that's her.
赤ん坊を抱いた女性が運転していたとの目撃証言もあり、事故との関連があるとみられます。今また一人現れました。ご覧いただけるでしょうか。
教えて、なんで赤ちゃんを盗んだのさ。違う、この子は私の子よ、本当の子供よ。嘘だ、その子を心配して待ってる本当の親がいるんだよ。嘘よ、そんなの。子供がいなくなった時の気持ち、あんたならわかるでしょ。死んじゃった。私の赤ちゃん生まれないで死んじゃったのよ。
Yeah.
他の赤ちゃんみんな新生児室で元気にしてて、見てたら私死にたくなった。でもその時この子私に笑いかけたの。私の子供だと思った。この子さえいてくれたらきっと何もかもうまくいく。あの人も立ち直ってくれるし、みんなで本当の家族になれる。でたらめだよ、そんな を粗末にして何が家族だよ。死ぬならあんた一人で死ねばいいんだ。同じ命は二度と生まれてこないんだ。あんたも私も清子もだよ。返しなよね。
生まれ変わりたい。
幸子死ぬな、戻ってこい。俺が悪かった。頼むから死なないでくれ。生まれ変わってもう一度やり直そう。幸子、
先に行って待ってるわ。
Oh, yes.
お願い死なせよ。清子はお父さんとお母さんに会いたいんだよ。
That was a little bit creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
この子、お父さんとお母さんのところ。
If she lets go, she'll have to let go. What? I'm sorry, what? Oh my god. This child is literally protected by God. It's protected by the universe. What a shot. What a beautiful shot. A Christmas miracle.
本当に何とお礼を言っていいのか。
いえ、礼を言われるのは私たちではありませんよ。
ああ、よく寝たな。タバコ取ってくれよ、みゆき。上着のポケットだ。
はいはい。
This is a no smoking area, my dude.
ここ禁煙だよ。
固いこと言うなよ。俺は英雄だぜ。
俺たちでしょ。
明日から清子のやかましい泣き声も聞けないんだな。
They will miss it.
清子じゃないよ。
なんだか気に入らないわね。
しょうがないじゃん。
違うわよ。ここ男の病室じゃないの。
ぶしつけでしょうか。
いや、ただ彼らはホームレスだと聞いてますが。
そんなこと。
ぜひこの子の名付け親になってほしいんです。どうぞ。
失礼いたします。赤ちゃんのご両親がぜひご挨拶したいと。
お父さん。
It's her dad. Oh, I should have seen that. Okay, the number of coincidences here. Absolute cinema. I'm not even kidding. That is crazy. Okay, the buildings are dancing. What is happening? That's not a Christmas song I remember. What a movie. I've never seen a movie like that. Crazy. Is it me or does this go hard? What the hell are you yapping about? Caribbean beach? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, that's right. Play it like it's Nakatomi Plaza. We're literally... I just had a thought, this is super interesting. Because even like this ending seems like the entire movie was a musical, kind of, you know? Like it was a theater play. And it even fits with like Hana's demeanor. And with like the over-the-top nature of some of the scenes. So that's really cool. Boom. All right. Cool movie. Fun movie, actually. I'm really surprised by how fun this movie is, I'm not gonna lie. We'll talk about it in a sec. Welcome back, and let's get this party, this little party that we have. I know it's not a big one. Started. Let's roll it way back to the beginning. I know it will take a while, but it is still great to see some of these frames popping up as we make our way through this movie again. Shit's crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Shit is crazy. We start with a Christmas play, which is kind of the theme of the entire movie, which is like that this baby is kind of a miracle and is creating miracles along the way. I really love how we're immediately setting up our characters. First of all, the frame on the baby, which is like, oh, it's just a Christmas play, but it is the central part of this entire story. Beautiful. Also, beautifully creepy doll as the Christ baby. We got the three wise men, and we got Hana in the audience being all like, oh, this is such a beautiful play, because of course she's theatrical. You immediately you see that. Like, you don't see it immediately to the extent that we see her being theatrical throughout throughout the play, but throughout the movie, but we do immediately see kind of she is in that play. She's like, oh, that's so great. And we don't, at this point in time, we don't know yet if it's like because she's very religious or because, as we know later on, she's got a thing for the theater of life, for drama, which is great. It's kind of a stereotype for people who are who have like dissociative identity disorder, that there's like, and people who are gay, mind you, that you're like kind of like, right, kind of dramatic, kind of like, that's not true at all, but it is kind of a stereotype. I don't hate it in that movie though, because that's just her character, right? That's just the type of person she is, and that's fine. People like this exist, and that, as long as that is the case and it's not done in a way that is kind of like cringy or discriminatory, I think it's an okay thing to have a trans character who is also kind of a drama queen. And then we immediately set up our drunk dad of the story, basically, who is not one of those angry bad drunks, but one of those I messed up my life and fucked up, so now I'm gonna drink to forget it drunk. Nothing's harder than to have no place. Right, and she's feeling it, and he's like, yeah, tell me about it, right? They long for someone who will say, I want you to be here. And he's like, no, not me, thanks. But yes, he is. Like that. Right? And that's why like Hana is not buying it. And she's like, shut the fuck up. And we got our Christmas dinner, and we establish our characters. Very well done. First of all, the shots are really cool because we don't have a sky. Right? There's no sky in here. Right? You see that? You see that? No sky. It's very gray. You have the gray masses of the homeless and downtrodden people on Christmas waiting to get some food so they can survive yet another day. It's crazy. And you see like them talking about like, oh, maybe I'll get a baby, right? If the Virgin Mary can get a baby, maybe I can as well, right? And then she's immediately going into it. She's like, you could give me a little more. I'm eating for two. Yeah, I mean, immediately we see these characters are kind of, they're funny, they're sympathetic, they're not bad people. You immediately kind of get that sense. Maybe crooked here and there. They're actually not, but you're kind of like, maybe that's like your thing was like, okay, maybe they gotta survive, so it's like gotta fool people or something, right? Like these are like some thoughts that are popping into your head because it's hard on the street, right? And you gotta make sure to get some food, to get some stuff, and stealing isn't unusual, isn't uncommon. Dumpster diving, stealing, scamming people out of something, maybe some people would do that. We don't in this case, but some people would do that. We have like the good old Tokyo intersections. It's not Shibuya, but it is recognizable enough. I really like that shot, right? Just looking from all the way up at the building, and suddenly you see like a mouth and spit is flying, and the person's looking up. It's like, wait, what was that, right? Like a raindrop or something, and nothing here because she ducked, and she was like, that's the 20th person I spit on. Serves them right. Right. There's a lot of like unresolved feelings in Miyuki, but it's got the heart in the right place, I guess. I don't know. I still don't know why she stabbed her dad, but I mean, girls got issues, but I don't think girl would have issues if there wasn't something in the environment. It doesn't have to be the parents. It can be like the peers. It can be like that she has or had some special needs as a kid that weren't met. That she had issues somewhere else in life, right? Or maybe her dad was neglecting her. That's also a possibility, right? Either way, like, Miyuki is Miyuki, and you also find her sympathetic in kind of like a tsundere, teenage rebel, outcast of society, run away from home kind of way. Right? The faces she makes is like half of the comedy that's coming from her, which like you immediately recognize that she's not mean-spirited and that she doesn't hate Hana and that she doesn't hate Gin, but there is some kind of like, shut up, right? Like everything that somebody says to her that is kind of coming from a place of like, maybe you should do this, or authority, or directive, or I'm gonna try to teach you manners, stuff like that. Or if somebody's saying something that she's like, I don't agree with that at all, right? It's like, immediately you get pushback from her. But that's her persona, right? That's her way of like just expressing herself and showing people that she doesn't want other people to tell her what to do. And also, like in this case where she's like, I hate that Babel thumping, you're just like Akiko. It's like her way of just putting out her values, right? Trying to be recognized, trying to be seen. Alright. Who's Akiko? My old lady. Don't call your old lady, like, don't call your mom like that. We immediately see like the two of them squabbling, kind of, which is funny because I do think Miyuki really likes Gin, but at the same time, there's gotta be some kind of maybe underlying animosity maybe for father figures, especially father figures that aren't like perfect, kinda, you know, that aren't like taking care and that are kind of rough or dismissive or whatever. So while I think Gin might be a way better father for her than maybe her dad was, I don't know, right? I don't know what her dad did, but there was some strong animosity between the two of them, considering she stabbed him at the end there. And he was a police officer, so he was a very authoritative figure, which is also a thing. But she is giving everybody what for who is kind of trying to put some authority over her or telling her what to do. We're talking about our situations just as a matter of fact. It's really cool how we managed to have this little scene where we're looking for the books that were supposed to be a Christmas present for Miyuki here, because the two of them kind of dote on her. We hear it later on where somebody's like, oh, you're Gin's little princess, kind of, right? So they're kind of like just taking care of her, the two of them. And at the same time, we are talking about things and throwing things back and forth where it's like, well, you're right, you're homeless. And she's like, I can return whenever I want, right? I chose this life kind of deal, right? Owning it, right? Being in control of your life, having that desire, right? To be like, oh no, I'm in control. I could return at any point in time, which later on we'll get to see when she's going deeper into her troubles, that while she can certainly go she certainly has a home to go home to, she feels like she can't after what she did, which is understandable considering that she stabbed her dad. I'm like, well, holy shit, dude. You stabbed someone. That's crazy. And if it wasn't your dad, and if he wouldn't love you, right? Maybe you really couldn't go there anymore. I love the grayscale we're having here. I don't know if it's like a result of an upscale of the movie itself, because the movie is rather old, or if it's actually the way it is. It might try to simulate the little white noise that you have on old TVs. or it might just be the way it is, right, with the pixels and the way it's created, which tell me in the comments down below what why it looks like that. But I like the look of it, right? It gives it a more grayscale tone. It gives it a more like gritty look, and at the same time an old look. But the results we have here is that a lot of the colors, like the red of like Miyuki's jacket here, and the green of her scarf, you have like the red of Hana's lipstick, as well as like the key that we find in just a second, right? All of that kind of pops, right? Care for this child. Fuck, dude. Yeah, right here. The key pops, right? The color pops. The gold pops. The red pops. It's vivid. And even like the neon lights in the back we see here, right? It's almost like it has the vibe of many of like the cyberpunk anime I've seen in the past, where you do have like these washed out colors and the neon lights in the back, like the night of a city like Tokyo, which is like a city that has millions and millions of people living in it. A scale that most people, even people who are living in like smaller or medium-sized cities, can't even imagine if they haven't been there. Really great frame, all three of them. Faces close together, shocked. Hana with her like with her hand on her face. Gin with like his hood. It frames perfectly and beautifully, especially like the head of Miyuki as well. And even the way the characters act, right? Like it's the way we walk around in the winter of this Christmas night is like, it feels cold. We're sitting, we're huddling, we're right, and we're sniffling all the time. Hana immediately takes her up. She's like, she's gotta stay with me. I have a kid now. And both of them are like, the fuck, what are you saying? But I love it, right? Because that's her energy. Her energy carries the movie. It literally carries the movie. It propels it forward. And Gin is the one holding us down, but it has to be that way. Otherwise, we would be in the stratosphere, right? So we don't want the tone of the movie to become way too high and way too lifted up and way too goofy. And the goof is what Hana brings. The theatrical, the drama, that's what Hana brings. And Gin is like, come on down. We need to stay on Earth. We need to stay grounded. And that's great. Miyuki herself is kind of like a vehicle. She plays with the balance of the two of them and kind of goes with it like waves. And I really love that because it creates this dynamic where we do have a contrast between what Hana is bringing to the table, what Gin is bringing to the table, and then you have Miyuki in the middle connecting the two of them, and the baby actually being the goal that propels them forward, that gives us our quest, our mission, our story. And the baby connects everybody. Love how we're going past things, and we have like a weird montage where it's like funny music, and we're going to search for the baby's like parents and whatnot. Great shot here. What archway with the trees. They did that so well. Like you're walking through it. Yeah, Holy. Hugh from Holy. Right? Yoko. That's a devil, not a parent. Yes, it is, and no, it isn't, right? In this case, it wasn't a parent actually setting out the child, but also somebody putting a child out there. If it's in a dumpster somewhere, yes, it's a devil, right? It's a devil. It's a horrible human being. Unless it's somebody like our supposed mother that we meet towards the end of the movie, who is mentally ill and needs help, right? She is not aware of her own faculties, and as a result of that, setting out that child somewhere in the trash is not an act of malice. It is an act of mental confusion, right? So she's not a devil. But somebody who does that very well knowing that the child will die, that is a devil. That is somebody who's absolutely irredeemable, right? Now somebody who is setting a child out there, right, like in front of a door and knocking or something, in front of an orphanage, in front of like a shelter or something, and they're like, here's the child, I'm gonna run away because I can't take care of this child, it would have a horrible life with me. I understand that, right? That's understandable. There is reasons to give away a child. Maybe because you can't provide for them, because you think for whatever reason in your own mind that you're not good for them, right? There is reasons to not take care of your child and let somebody else take care of it. If you give it away, like if you put it away somewhere where it can't be helped, where it's gonna die probably, and you very well know that, that is morally reprehensible. But very few people actually do that, I think. Most people who put out a child and just leave it to its own devices, especially a little baby, I would argue most of them are not in the right state of mind. They are probably, most of them are mentally ill or in a very, very desperate situation. I don't know, you're being followed, right? Somebody's threatening your life and is chasing you, and you want to put away the child and hope somebody finds it. Even then, normally, you'd seek out a place where there's people who can actually find the child. That's the point. And yeah, we're going past a lot of signs. We're looking at like this little park here. It almost looks like Central Park, kind of like, right? It's like, I mean, I'm sure there's a Tokyo, there's a park inside of Tokyo somewhere. I dimly remember Persona featuring a couple of parks which supposedly are inside of Tokyo, so there is that. So it's really cool that we have that as a location, because it's often also a place where homeless do gather. Right. Great transition, right? Well, first of all, the haiku is very funny. We kind of have some kind of transition where it's like, oh, this is the end of the scene. The mood, the atmosphere is phasing out. It's like, okay, let's put in haiku. But yeah, the truck is going by, and it's like, big building, zoom down. Funny. I think this is the building. That we later on land in, because it's like, oh shit, it's the building, right? Or the one that's in the picture. I mean, these are good tents, like comparably to what I've seen other homeless population live in like video footage. Like, they have a real little home here. They got a carpet, they got like cushions, they got everything they need, basically, at least to stay warm, and they got the pots, they got some water, they get like all kinds of things, and obviously it's dirty everywhere, but that's fine, right? That's just the way they live. Crazy how we go high energy throughout most of the beginning of this movie. We don't have a lot of moments that are calm and quiet, but if we have them, we use them. Even little moments like that, right? Like stumbling into somebody, being, oh, there's this book. Let me just read in it, and she's like, bullshit. Which I feel like maybe that's a commentary on her own upbringing. And then he's like, aren't you Gin's princess? And it's like, we establish a new part of like their relationship through like just simple commentary that feels so natural and organic, and doesn't feel like it's exposition for the sake of exposition. And Gin's telling his like fake life story, although I'm gonna be honest, parts of that were true, right? A good lie always has a grain of truth. His environment, it's so lived in it, right? It's so vivid. And we soon establish that we take care of each other, right? We notice if Hana is gone with the baby. We go after her. We look out for her. We're here for her emotionally too, right? And that's not something that is I don't want to say natural. That's not something that always happens, right? But here we do see they're a real family. They're not just there for each other for like their physical needs in terms of like, we're gonna scrounge for food together, we're gonna take care that like we're physically well. If somebody's upset, if somebody's like yes, we argue, we're like, get the baby to the police, do it, right? We can't take care of it, whatever, right? Like we argue. This is bullshit. Why do we do this? This is what Gin has been telling us the entire movie, but we are here for each other. It's like, what do you need in this moment? What do you need from me? What can I do to help you? And this is what the two of them are doing here. They're talking to her, and they're going with her. They're like, okay, you know what? You want this, right? You need this for you, like emotionally. Because she's like, Hana's like, I never knew my mother, right? Like maybe this helps me kind of forgiving my own mother as well. Vulnerability, sharing a little bit something about you, and then the two of them are like, all right, let's go on this wild goose chase. And they will. And we find a photo, we find business cards, we use our hard-earned money. Funny little joke, by the way, but I already mentioned it during the movie. We use our hard-earned money, our hard-scrounged, stolen, whatever money, right? Maybe like we brought back some bottles and got some like money from that. Either way, money of which we have very little to make calls, to pay for a train fare, right? All of this. I immediately knew when Miyuki was like, her eyes were getting big and she was looking at the guy and he's like starting to sweat and whatnot. I'm like, that's her father, right? And her immediate reaction is, I'm gonna get out of here. He's gonna get me arrested. He hates me, right? What are we doing here? We can barely take care of ourselves. You know, we can't do this. And one miracle after another, isn't it? We find baby stuff. We save a guy who's like a mobster boss. Who's gonna get us to the club. Whose soon-to-be son-in-law is the owner of the club. It's crazy coincidences. This baby is like magical or something. But it fits the story, right? It's this like, holy shit, all kinds of shit happening. It's almost like it's fate, it's destiny. Get some free food. We talk to someone, we're like, hey, what about this baby? And then he's like, wait a minute, that's the guy who's like fucked up my entire family and whatnot. And suddenly somebody wants to kill him and shoots him and kidnaps Miyuki, and I'm, what the fuck? But this is the moment, right? This is the moment where it's like all going wrong and we're like, shit. Like one of our family has been abducted. We need to make sure they are okay. Beautiful backdrop with Tokyo Tower. We're calling the police, they don't believe us, obviously. And then we split ways, kind of, right? Thought I could depend on you. There's nothing we can do. So interesting, right? There's nothing we can do. Isn't that a very familiar kind of attitude? Because, like, of course he could at least try to do something, but he doesn't. Learned hopelessness. Learned helplessness. It's like a term that is connected to theories about depression, right? That we believe at some point in time, we start to believe in our own helplessness. Like there's a lot of factors that play into that, right? Like vulnerabilities from like a genetic level or environmentally, right? That play together with just like early experiences we've made, maybe early experiences of not being in control of our lives, of not being successful with what we endeavor, of being really the victim of our circumstances, of failing, of attitudes that we learn based on model learning as well, right? Like observing our parents, observing the people around us, being helpless and hopeless and not being effective. And the problem is when we start to interpret life events, right, that are happening, negative life events that are happening to us, and we interpret them globally, which means we assume that they are applicable to every situation in our lives, right, or in the world. Internally, right, like it's my fault that, right, I can't do anything, right, I don't have the power to do anything, and it's my fault that this situation went wrong, that I had this bad experience, right? And yeah, and if we expect there to be nothing that can change that as well, right? Like this will always be the case. And then we have certain cognitive schemes, certain cognitive beliefs that are inside of us where we believe like that certain things in the world are the way they are. We often speak of like the cognitive triad, for example, which is like this negative belief about the world, right? The world wants to do me harm, right? That the world is an evil place, a hostile place, a cruel place. A negative belief about ourselves, right? I'm bad, I can't do anything, I'm incapable, right? Like I'm a loser. And a negative belief about the future, right? That the perspective of my future is all negative and it's all downhill from here and it's only gonna get worse if anything, right? Or at least it's gonna stay the same. It makes us kind of incapable of acting, because what is our action, what is us acting worth if it's not gonna change anything anyway, right? And it's kind of freezing us in place. It's making us, right? I mean, Gin here, I think, wants to just protect himself and wants to protect Hana. He's like, he can't do anything, we're in over our heads. He feels overwhelmed. He's like, all of this shit is happening, and now through all of the stuff we've done, we've actually potentially doomed Miyuki. And yeah, he still has that belief because he ruined his own life, and he thinks that he ruined his life for all eternity, and he'll stay the way he is, and then he'll die eventually, right? There's this like deep depression in him about how he lost his wife and daughter. something that's given him like this negative attitude in life. And you do feel like that on the inside. He's really feeling for people. He likes Hana, he likes Miyuki, he defends them if he can, but it needs strong emotions for him to actually spring into action, because it is very hard for him to believe that he can change anything. And we have our split, we have our tantrum. And he has his little crisis. Drinking alcohol, being mad at himself, finding this old dude. Really cool how we choose the lighting here to kind of just, like, it's almost like it's a corpse lying there, right? In the dark. And with the red traffic, the red little traffic cones almost gleaming in the light, in the night. Really cool angle shots of alleyways. Miyuki in a really weird position. Oh, I love this one, right? Like all the way at the bottom. It's like the photographer went the videographer went all the way down and started film from there. He's like, I wanna taste the road. But that's what makes the shot so great, right? Especially as we zoom up and suddenly we see the sky, the evening night sky, with like the distant lights gleaming off as it is in the city. All of these people, all of these shadows behind the windows, cramped spaces, dirty, full of needles and all other things. It looks shady as hell, but it is what it is. Also, very interesting how it looks like how their home basically looks like a tent from one side, but it's kind of just like a broken house, and they built a tent on it, so it looks really cool. It looks really cool. Funny moments where bro is supposedly dying and then he's waking up again. He's still alive, I'm pretty sure. Okay, dude survived. They're gonna bring the stretcher to the morgue, and like the coroner is gonna be like, all right, dude, let's get this dude like inspected. He opens up the thing and he bolts out, and the coroner gets a heart attack and dies. That's what's gonna happen. Let's talk about this scene. New Year's cleanup. Like the homeless are responsible for being homeless, right? Right, the derogatory term is a bum, right? It's kind of like suggesting, or at least like there's an association with somebody who's too lazy to work, so they turned out homeless, or somebody who's not skilled enough in anything to be productive, so they turned out homeless. They're like not worth anything. They're trash of society, kind of like that. And I think it's very sad, because I feel like if this was your relative, if this was your former friend or something, you wouldn't say that, right? You'd be like, he's been in a rough patch. He had some bad years, right? Like somebody's got to help him to get back on his feet, and then he's going to be all fine and dandy, right? You don't say that for somebody you don't know. It's almost like you're dehumanizing them and not even seeing them as human beings. I mean, I'm sure those just like they're like punks or something. I don't know if they're supposed to be like teenagers. They don't look like teenagers. They look like, I don't know, 20, 25-year-olds or something to me. People who don't know anything else to do but to drink in the evening and just like hang around in the park, and then to feel better about themselves, they're gonna beat somebody up who is worse off than them, right? Normal society might consider me scum, but if I lord my power over those homeless people, then I'm gonna feel less like scum. even though you're actually more like scum doing that, showing no empathy. Very interesting that they like I have to confirm that, but I think that's the case, right? Yeah, I think like especially in like anime and like in Japanese media, very often, even in like or especially in older anime, people who are kind of devious and malicious, they are often drawn with very sharp eyes, kind of, right? Almost like slit eyes. I do wonder if that's like a stereotype that is culturally rooted in Japan, if there's like something about that, or if that is like something that got adapted through the stereotyping of Western society put onto Asian people. She's like, big breasts, cool. Her dad, who was a police officer in another country, apparently. Yeah, beat an old man. That's gonna help you, I'm sure. But you know how it is, right? You receive pain, and sometimes, so you can feel like you're in control of your own life, you dish out pain to somebody else. It's not justifiable, but it is the way humans work sometimes. You grow up in rough circumstances. You grow up being beaten. It's very likely that you learn that you beating someone else is how you acquire like self-confidence, how you feel better than others, right? That this is like your way to get your self-satisfaction, to feel powerful. Your only way to feel powerful, maybe. And again, it's not a justification, but it is like an explanation of why it happens on a subconscious level. It's not the only explanation, of course. There's like, human beings are super, super complicated, and it is very hard to pinpoint specific single variables. It's always multiple, dozens, maybe hundreds or thousands of variables that influence how a human being will develop and how they will behave in certain situations and why they do the things they do. It's a lot of conditioning, model learning, and first-hand learning, and a lot of avoidance of aversive stimuli, right? Avoidance of negative, bad things, and a lot of seeking gratification, seeking things that make you feel good. That's her as a kid. Very interesting. Her picking up a cat and her crying because she's like, I stabbed my dad. I can't go back. It's very interesting how we get to the heart of all of our characters' motivations, of their inner feelings, just throughout this entire story. How this little baby and the circumstances surrounding it draw out all of these emotions and bad memories and regrets and things they carry around with them, out of them in this single night. The baby is de facto the vehicle of this movie to actually open our hearts and deal with our problems, think about them, become more aware of the person we are and how we act in life and where we want to be. Again, cool angles, amazing angles. We got the foreshadowing with her being somewhat sick. And we go like, it's really cool, we go over into what seems like almost like a needle that she's using to stab her dad. I don't know what the situation was, what kind of confrontation that was. looks a lot thicker, for sure, and you do see what possibly months, maybe years. I think they said it in the beginning of the movie, of homelessness has done to her. Use the scarf I made you. She doesn't hate him, but there's a lot of anguish in there. A lot of, you never listened to me. And the dream swims into what is right now her family, her makeshift family, her chosen family, right? I'm glad you're okay. I think that is like one of the few moments she has experienced that, right? She has like been said that right into the face. She didn't expect them to come, to find her. We zoom away slowly as he's lying on the ground. He's gotten back what was precious to him, the money he saved up for his daughter. And he's lying in a back alley. Having won, but having paid a heavy price for that. Like I said, there's a lot of emotion that needs to happen for him to spring into action. These are larger than life characters, right? The missing tooth, the unique clothing they carry, even like for Miyuki with the little weird hat, that like winter hat that she has, that almost looks like a helmet. And still, we find ways to bring like a lot of life and love and comedy into a story that has such grim elements, right? Like homeless people being beaten up, trying to survive on the street, babies being set out, mental health issues, like physical health issues. And again, we'll find ways to bring comedy into this, but to also use these moments to characterize our main characters. Beautiful reflection on the glass windows here of that ambulance. Miyuki grinning, being like, so you do care about him, and her being like, where is he? Look at the sky, the night sky with the stars out, barely visible through the fog of the city, the industrial smoke, the smog. I'm sorry. I was looking for the word smog. Silent night, holy night. And he's crying for his daughter. And suddenly he sees an angel. At first I thought it was maybe like a vision of his wife or something. But it's just a person who is there to help. And once again, I thought you were dead. Oh God, here you are. Tearful reunions, not as expected. Because these people, they put themselves down so much. They feel like they're such losers. They've lost in life and they're all alone. But they aren't, right? They got people who wonder every once in a while, think, I wonder where Hana is right now. I wonder where my dad is right now, what he's doing. Is he still alive? I'm sure they're not crying every night, not crying to sleep. But they think of you. Because you were a part of their life for a significant time. And even though they know, well, if they don't happen to meet you just out of the blue in this big city of millions of people, it's very low chance that they will stumble upon especially if you're somewhere else, right? Like, could have been anywhere out, like could have gone to Okinawa or whatever, right? But they do think of you every once in a while because you were important to them and are still, kind of. Her facial expressions are amazing. I love them. But yeah, Ken and Hana. Ken died, huh? It's kind of like we use that for a comedic end. It's like, it's not AIDS. And she's like, what does she say? She slipped on the soap. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? I don't know if her life is a tragedy or a comedy, but maybe it's both. Haiku again. Tokyo Tower in the back, really cool in the morning light. New Year's Eve, or, well, I think so. A little early, but here's your New Year's money. And yeah, like I said, oh yeah, that's a bridge that looks kind of like the bridge that you see in Sangatsu, which is really funny. Like that one drawing of the bridge in Zangatsu looks exactly like that. Maybe not exact, but similar, very similar. A beautiful picture nonetheless, right? That would be kind of like a picture one relative of mine would probably draw. She would like doing like some oil or aquarelle paintings, and sometimes you just like finds places that are really, really interesting looking. Most of the time not cityscapes, mind you, it's nature, right? So it's like it's like a little clearing that opens into a lake where you have like a lot of trees around, and it's just snowing, and there's this one boat that's in the water that's snowed in, kind of, right? Like, it's beautiful. And this one too, right? Like, look at the snow lying on the boats, gently falling down as the river just barely, like just a smidge, moves under probably the current that's underneath. And we do have the cityscape in the background, all of these building blocks with apartments, and probably the big towers probably have business offices in there. The water tower on the left side, the two water towers on the left side of the building, on top of the buildings. I'm gonna take a break underneath one of those, like underneath the, I don't know how do you call them here, right? English words that I don't use often. Sometimes they elude me. And we'll find places to just like find ways to stay warm. Look at that frame. It's such a cool frame. That too. And it all centers on these two twin buildings, twin towers. I knew that joke. I knew when he came out, I was like, Tadaima. I love that I called out. Good old VHS tapes. Who knows what VHS tapes are, my dude? I mean, probably everybody knows what they are. But who has used one? Who among my audience has used a VHS tape? Shout out to all of you. I have when I was a kid, but we can always find time to do what they must. And there's too much, right, that rings true to us. We find so many, coincidentally, we find so many things in this case. Really nice how the subtitles are on the side. I really like that touch. Yuki, Angel has come home there. And I was just like, my heart. And hers too, probably. Even if she feels conflicted. Crazy though how insensitive some people can be, right? With us loitering around, people are like, "Oh, you stink. You're bad for business." Not thinking about anything else. We're calling and we're hearing the voice, and suddenly we're afraid. What is he gonna say? Is he gonna hate me? I don't know what to say. What are the words, right? Breathing, heavy breathing. Oh, they've done such a good job at showing her facial expressions as it happens. She's almost crying here. And then she's putting it away because the emotion, it becomes too aversive, right? What happens in anxiety disorders, right? We have a lot of avoidant behavior because we do not want to be in that state of heavy negative emotion, and we avoid that at any cost. The problem is obviously we're reinforcing that behavior. She can't return home because she hasn't been in that moment with her dad. She hasn't been in that and talked to him and talked it out, and even if there's still disagreements, it would have helped, right? And even if she would have been like, I'll stay with Gin and with Hana. I'm kind of happy there. Even then, she would have been better than completely avoiding him. For sure, because he would know she's okay to a degree. He could give them some food or whatever. I mean, obviously most parents would probably not accept that, but after such a long time of her having been having ran away, I think I would rather take that as a compromise than risk my daughter running away again and me not finding her again, and maybe this time she actually dies because she doesn't have anybody to take care of her. Ambulance like crashing in. He's like, call an ambulance quick. Kind of a couple of ridiculous moments here. I love that shot, right? Like we're TV and she walks in front of the TV and is looking at it. We flip it over and she's like way in the foreground, and we have just like Miyuki sitting on that like bench. And then she's moving in, right? And we have yet another angle. It's a 3D shot. We have the entire room. It's like it's an actual room. It's not just a prop. I love that when shows do that because it breathes life into the environments, especially if the environments are designed in a way that is realistic, right? That makes it seem very, very grounded. That's my name too. I didn't immediately click when I heard that, but it makes sense, I guess. And suddenly we meet. Rooftops with snow on top of them. The morning light. And we talk it out. And he isn't quite honest. And she's talking about the bicycle shop and all of that, right? And Hannah finds that out and she's like, you are some lousy person. Can you be honest for once in your entire life? Stop. You lied to me. Don't lie to your daughter too. But yeah. She's good for him because she kind of keeps him honest. She's calling him out on his bullshit. I love that, right? The entire cityscape is colored and lit up and whatnot, and we have the two of them in the dark, like almost complete shadows, like just a tiny bit of definition. Turn around, we talk. Of course, she sees herself as element of a fable. She is the blue ogre. He's the one who plays the bad guy in order for him to actually get his happy end. But if she, she should know that the moral of the story about the blue ogre is that the blue ogre should have never played the bad guy, but rather should have been hung out with both of the humans and the red ogre and made sure that they could all be friends. And now our infant is infant. This is one of the best scenes of the entire movie, right? We're having all that drama and talking about oh, the mother's surely to kill herself, and she's going up on the railing, and I'm like, wait, can we go back there? And we take way too long before we go back, and we're like, holy shit. Last second, but it's perfect. It's a perfect fucking scene. It's so funny, but at the same time so dramatic, right? You're getting stressed out as they're walking past her. It's amazing. Slap. All these moving elements. Look at that trash. Holy shit, dude. You're getting your shit together? I doubt it, my dude. I doubt it. Yeah, a movie full of life and full of love. Even all the way to the end with the pantomime and the running towards her because we're like, holy shit, we did the wrong thing, and she's running away. We got a wild goose chase with a car chase even. I would love to talk about every single element of this. Probably would take too long. I love how ghostly this last scene is when she steps out to the rooftop and the headlights are from the helicopter, from the news helicopter, are going on right on her, but it looks almost mystical, like she's already stepping over into the land of the dead. And we have something that seems almost like the faint morning light or a full moonlight. And Kyoko is the one who's trying to get her to open up and tell her that she should let the baby go, but then she's in her own mind, right? She doesn't recognize that anymore. She's just all about herself. There's no outside, no logical things that she can consider. And that is the moment when he's like, come on, we're gonna, right? I want to start anew. And she's like, I'm gonna start, you're gonna follow. Which in her mind is I must jump here. And you're gonna kill yourself too. And then we'll meet in the next life. And this is not how he meant it. This is not how he meant it. And she doesn't even recognize the baby in her, in this moment. She doesn't recognize the baby in her arm. She's like, I'ma go. It's she's so self-centered or so centered on herself in the delusion that there's no consideration for anything around her. So caught in the emotion, right? The emotions are so high. Tension is so high. And then we go one last bit of crazy, right? We slip, we catch, the baby falls. Hana is doing the superhero slide. But she slips and boom! Of course, it has to be even more traumatic. And we fall after saying, I'm still alive, and suddenly a gust of wind comes up. And everything is lit up, and we glide down. A real miracle. Look at that sight. That is beautiful. And we're in the hospital, and this is how it ends. They are gonna be godfathers of this child. Tokyo Godfathers. Roll credits. And as one last stinger and one last point, because we haven't concluded her story yet. We haven't like put a bow on it, but this is the bow on it. This is the cherry on top. Miyuki meets her dad. In the same room. I wonder how this ends. But either way, I think it is. Insane movie. Insane movie. This is I loved watching that. It was a crazy movie. It was a great movie. I don't want to like delay this anymore. If you like this video, please drop me a like. It would mean the world to me, right? Drop me a comment if you want to like talk to me about anything regarding this movie. If you want to suggest something else, I don't know when I'll get to it, but if there's a suggestion coming in from people, I always like that. So feel free to do so. I would appreciate it. That being said, if you want to see more, all kinds of anime, mostly not movies, but maybe sometimes movies, go check out my channel, subscribe, and if you want to support me, I have a Patreon with like full length and early access for a bunch of series that I'm doing, and including my Let's Plays. So go check that out if you are interested in that. And I'll be seeing you next time in my next reaction or playthrough. Until then.